Oi, lads. Time to play with some skeletons. Skeletal swarming. It is time. BONEZONE. Spooky skelly stream, yep. Very spooky stream. I don't know whether to be two colours or like... You could go white for Doomscar, I guess. And go blue, Epiphany. Red for Papega Goldspan. I mean, Abzan gives Doomscar, which is kind of better than Shadow's Verdict, I guess. Maybe Abzan. Let's see what Abzan looks like. Doomscar. Doomscar. I actually think Doomscar's kind of the nuts right now. Is white at all playable other than Doomscar? Any other cards? Oh, right, yeah, I mean, Vanishing Verse is pretty good. You're not wrong. Cheeky one of Redain. Sekeletal Retreat. Okay, dude, here we go. Here we go. Deck incoming. Deck incoming. Vanishing Verse. Yep, good card. I mean, Vanishing Verse, Sekeletal Retreat, Doomscar. It's pretty decent reason to be playing white. Okay, so Field Trip or Dryad have to go. Which means we need another ramp spell of another, like, kind of a non-treasure ramp spell, but maybe the Innkeeper is still fine. Maybe Dryad, Innkeeper, sack the Field Trip. Innkeeper's way too good? Yeah, I think so. I think a Field Trip can go, right? So now we only need 4 basic forests and like 4 jewel lands. That's okay, that's fine. That's what I don't know if we're going to play Starnheim Unleashed, but I'd like taking a look at the X-Cost cards seems sensible. I mean, is our top end really Starnheim Unleashed? Seems kind of weird. Blot is X-Cost? It is X-Cost, but it also destroys our Sekeletal Retreats and our Skeletal Swarmings, which sounds kind of bad. I'm interested to see how Starnheim Unleashed does. So you could play like Starnheim Unleashed, you could play Booba, you could play Spidey Planeswalker. We're quite a bit off. The problem is... Or the thing that's making it difficult is trying to get turn 3 Doomscars, right? That's what's making it a bit difficult here, especially without playing more dual lands. But if you play more dual lands, while technically you end up with enough sources to do turn 3 Doomscars, you then end up fucking yourself in a different way, right? Where with those dual lands it becomes very difficult to actually have untapped turn 2 for Foretell and to untapped turn 3 for Doomscar. Like, you might be able to get yourself to be able to have 2 white sources to Doomscar on turn 3, but that involves playing a tap land on turn 2 a lot of the time. Which is a little awkward. But there's no way around that, right? We just have to play. It depends if we need a swamp and a plains. We only really need a basic swamp and a basic plains if we're gonna play some learn cards, right? So that for environmental sciences. Seems kind of weird to play no learn cards though, not gonna lie. Especially when that kind of gives you a built-in payoff with the mascot exhibition for putting lands into play thing. And Emergent Sequence is fetching basics too, right? I think it's the manlands, dude. I think we can't play manlands. That's okay. That's fine. I think cutting Skeletal Swarming is quite beneficial. And that's why you're an office slave and you don't get to play video games for a living. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're wrong. That is not true. I am unemployed. It's better than being an office slave. Significantly better. Abzan BONEZONE. Alright, chat. I've got to be honest, I'm not convinced by the no learn cards thing. But at the same time, there are no cuts to get learn cards in, apart from swapping Dryad for Field Trip. I don't see any other swaps. You have 0 3-drops? Yeah, but I think that's fine, right? I mean, we've got 12 1 and 2 mana cards that are helping us skip turn 3. I mean, if there's any mana cost in this deck that you would like to have 0 cards in, it is 3. Sequences Dicey with 4 Doomscar, swap those with Field Trip? Well, we can't, right? Because then we've got 6 to 8 cards that are fetching forests, and we can only play 4. It would have to be Dryad for Field Trip, which I'm not completely against, but I'm kind of against it. Field Trip is kind of like the nuts, though. Huh? Or sorry, like lesson cards are kind of the nuts. I just don't see how else we can possibly get lesson cards in. Unless you just make the deck slower and play like eye twitches instead of sequence or something like that. Hunt for specimens instead of sequence, but a bit scuffed to do that, I think. Let's try it with no learn, but I'm pretty confident you want to play some learn, so probably you have to play Field Trip instead of Dryad, but then your deck is just so much slower with that, right? You've got 4 less early game plays, which is just a huge number. A huge number. Especially when you're playing green, right? Like, learn is just so much better than green because you have access to the...
It really is.
You have access to the Destroy enchantment and an artifact one, which is pretty huge. We're chilling, chat. This game's over, man. This game is over. No. Blue land was top decked. This game is not yet over, but almost. I mean, it could just slam it, right? They kind of need a negate. Dun, dun, dun. To do the foretell thing. They need a negate or like, what, a stroke or something? Is it possible that they don't have those cards? Ah, it's kind of possible, right? You cannot be serious. They top decked a blue and they have negate. That's about as bad as it could have possibly went for us, sadly. Don't even get life off my innkeeper, man. What a scam. Still correct to play it? I think so, yeah. I think so. Do, 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 do. Alright, Shatter Skull smashing in that deck's a little bit greedy. Not gonna lie, kinda wish this Doomscar was Starnheim Unleashed, huh? The opponent's mana base is, like, ridiculous. They've got Shatter Skull Smashing, Den of the Bugbear, and Haven? What? Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Greedlord mana base? I mean, that is not even possible unless you're playing like 28 plus lands. I guess that maybe they're not playing Pathway, but it's kind of the same thing applies. Hey man, that's pretty good. Passing the turn with no blue, Pog champs. Do 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 do. I don't know, man. Seems kind of dumb. Seems kind of dumb. Dude. We won even when they had the negate. Opponent got absolutely, and deservedly so, punished for their incredibly bad mana base there. Just a serious lack of blue. Do, do. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, kind of awkward, but I mean, you hate fetching a forest with emergent sequence, but that actually has to be a forest. Do, 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 do. I mean, we've got 7 mana next turn, man. Not that we've got 7 mana to spend, but we've got some mana to spend. Okay, we have 7 mana to spend. Feels good, man. I don't know if they play counters, but it looks like they're playing the party deck, right? So they could have the 1 mana party counter spells, so we should just... I think just cast my spells? Maybe not. I mean, I wish I knew if they play the card or not. If I knew they didn't, then I would just pass. But, I mean, 1 mana counter spell is pretty good, right? So, don't want to really let them have that. How is this deck? We've just started playing it, man. Just started. Only played 1 game, I think. 2 games, maybe? Card's kind of busted, isn't it? 3 mana, 4/4 kill a thing over 3 turns. Alright, so now non-lands are good draws and lands are good draws, which seems pretty good. Pretty much every card in our deck except Skeletal Swarming is a good draw next turn. And then once we get a 5th land, Skeletal Swarming is also a good draw. Skelly boys coming through. BONEZONE! Alright. What does the opponent have left? A Jasper Sentinel? That is fine. A Tazray Beacon of Unity. That's pretty good. Interesting, man. So we can foretell for 2 angels next turn, or we can play a 4-4 here. Gonna be honest, just casting a 4-4 seems pretty good. Play it now. I mean, we're on 11 life and we don't have too much of a choice. Linvala's pretty good, lets them block, right? What? Why that one? They can kill all of our skeletons next turn, no? Skelly boys are coming! Dude, they for sure should have played Linvala. What the hell was that? I draw 2 cards. Nice land, yeah. Best card in our deck. Land. Back to 11, baby. We've got a campus scry here. Activate our blue castle. Land. That's a top. That's an easy top. Do, 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 do. Go team, go!
Satisfied customer for 2 years. Thanks, CROKEYZ.
Rega, thanks for 24 months, man. Appreciate it. Glad you're still having a good time. Okay. I mean, it would be nice to draw some cards with our deck, but not really sure how to draw cards in Abzan. Plum? I mean, maybe it's just Village Rites, you know. Village Rites is just a good card, huh? Village Rites is more than enough draw. Alright, fuck Unleashed. Starnheim trash. I mean, it's definitely won us both of our games, but only because we didn't have any draw. With some draw now, we don't need stupid mid-range card. You go first. Thank you, Wizards. I would like to go first. Versing a Kalane. I wanted to verse that before they had the Village Rites up, right? I mean, I don't even know if they're playing Village Rites in their deck, but it doesn't seem like there's any reason not to play around it. Dun, 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 dun. Green or white? Green, I guess. I mean, I'm not delighted about this Kalane becoming like a fucking 10-10, but you know, we've got a binding. It's okay. What? Shouldn't they use the Awakening there? I mean, Doomscar draw kind of changes things, I think. Hey man, our deck definitely does stuff. I'm not a massive fan of these Fireblade charges. Can't lie. Guess we're taking some damage, chat. We're taking some deeps. They're overextending. Yeah, but we might lose the game to not having another white here, right? I can't Vanish and Versa a dragon, which is very painful. Alright, we survived, chat. We survived a very important turn. Wow, they just top decked it as well. Holy shit. Holy shit. Alright, don't draw another one, lad. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. Oh wait, I get. What? I thought I was gonna. Oh my god. Spooky Skeleton deck gets rank 666. Monk ass. Ba-na-ba-ba. Mono blue beats it. No, it doesn't. Why are you lying, man? Don't need to lie in life. It's okay to not lie. Heavy early removal works well. No, that's the worst way to try and beat mono green, man. Early removal doesn't do anything. Best way to beat mono green is just to pretty much ramp to bigger creatures. Those bigger creatures should probably also be green. Angel's matchup is fucked up for mono green. Yeah, it's fucked up as in it's like 75% win rate for mono green, yeah. That kind of fucked up. Doesn't Vanish and Verse kind of hose mono green? Well, yeah, I mean, you can remove one creature. Nice. You're still getting attacked by the rest of the tokens. Like, 1-for-1 removal is terrible against a deck with 4 Ranger class and 4 Chariots. It's absolutely useless. The best target in their entire deck for your Vanish and Verse is the Troll. If literally any other card in the deck apart from the Troll, and you're losing out with your Vanish and Verse. You're not winning. Like, bigger creatures and Doomskars are the best way to beat mono green, not removal spells. Or Doomskars followed up by a turn that's stronger than theirs, which is not easy to do. Plus X plus 0. I guess we should hold the land in case we draw a Felidar Retreat, right? No reason to play that land there. They go to 18. That's a lot of life. They have to block with 1 though. They're blocking with a 4/4. Interesting. Yes, spooky boys. Spooky boys. 13-1, guys. 13-1 with trample, baby. Que Ecuador. Que Ecuador.